One way to identify organic portals are they are stagnant. You know, like stagnant off water. They say don't drink from a stagnant pond. Quote me. I don't know, I just said it. Organic portals are like a stagnant water or stagnant beings. You know, material surface, empty shell, etc. But yeah, like stagnant. So that's one way to identify one over time. Just simply use time as your measurement or your metric. So just use time to measure their change, and if they don't ever change, they're very static beings. Like they'll hold long careers and just very static sort of lives like that, you know. It's like in very circular daily lives, routines, like programming scripted lives, you know. But yeah, this is one way to identify them. They're fairly stagnant. Like you see the soul human going through all the catharsises, you know, all the purging and catharsis. You can tell when someone's a soul human. And, you know, then you can tell when someone's a source player, when they start coming with, you know, great work and they're a vector, or what I call a vector, positive souled human vector, instead of the entropical field. I've talked about that. Anyway, so a way to identify them is through time, and if they're a very stagnant sort of person, it's, you know, another way, another slice of discernment, another technique to discern who is an organic portal. Because you might at that stage still be dealing with a negative soul, but you should be already start to tell the difference. And same with robotic portal, they're not as stagnant. Remember, the robotic portal is just like a little bit more complex, a direct AI sort of link, a wall, always very much a wall, always an insertion, like a very tactical insertion. The organic portal's more like the mass, and I'm starting to think this idea from the Bible, people keep throwing around that the Bible mentions wheat and tares or tares, and that the tares are the organic portals. But what I think might be the case is, because it's so heavily edited book by men. Have you read about how much editing? Anyway, hundreds of years of editing, that's how much. Anyway, so it's highly edited by men who had, you know, their own current affairs. It's a book. Anyway, the book of the Bible, the great Bible, you know, the Holy Bible, it mentions, you know, wheat as, you know, different to the tares, and the tares are the organic portals people are trying to say. But I think it's the other way around. The organic portal are like the wheat. I remember listening to Terence McKenna once, one of his videos, and I laughed because he said, it's like you can part these people like wheat. And he means, you know, with information. Like you can part just... And it's said that a way shower's words are 1 million times stronger now at the end of history than, you know, the sleepwalker or organic portal type people. So yeah, that's one way to tell anyway. And yeah, I'm just starting to flirt with the idea that people are getting the idea backward maybe. I'd like to see more videos on that from any people who read the Bible, because I'm not really into it. I drew dicks in the Bible class, like mocking it, you know, me and my friends. It was like disrespecting it, because, you know, in Bible class it was laid on too thick. I was conscious enough at an early age, that was like year 5, so I was 10 years old, and they were laying it on thick, but I already saw it and how thick it was, you know. Anyway, disculpe, sorry for the dissing, but yeah, I think it's possible anyway that, and I'm being serious now, that it's been flipped. That the wheat are the organic portal and the tares may well be the soul human. Because if you think 2,000 years ago and you actually understand the vibe of the day, you know, how people thought back then, think about it. They thought that all the witches were burnt. A lot of witches were soul humans, yeah? Doing alchemy and shit. Up in the mountains, just doing some alchemy in the cave with some herbs. Sounds more like a weirdo, complex soul human. And they burnt the witches at the stake, you know? And they burnt the books in history. That's the wheat, I think. I think the tares were actually the souled humans, maybe. I don't know, maybe I'm getting it wrong. That's just intuitively, because I haven't read it myself. So that's just what I saw. I saw a video up. Or 2 or 3 maybe now I've heard people mention it like that. Yeah, like 3 videos that they mention it like the tares are the organic portals and the wheat are like all the normal people, but that's what I'm saying. All the normal programmed scripted people are the organic portals, and the kind of people with the special abilities and stuff are always souled humans. Anyway, that's one way you can tell a organic portal by stagnation as well.